This salt soap is the bomb, trust me.
Salt 500 gram, XLS quarter kg, Texapon half kg, perfume 25 ml, Graceline 50 ml, then color. So we are using this for measurements. We are doing 10 liters of water. So and this is 5 kg. So I'm going to use 2 of this. The first thing I'll do is to soak my salt into water. So I'm going to add this salt into this bowl, soak it, then set it aside while I go in with the other chemicals. The next thing I'll do, I'll add water into this salt. Don't forget we're using 500 grams of salt. You can use any salt of your choice. So here is the salt and water. I'm going to let this incorporate, let it sit aside while I go in with the other chemicals.
In a bowl, I'll add the XLS. And I also add the Texapon. Then I'll mix these two together to get them incorporated. In another bowl, I'll mix my color. I'm using blue color for this DIY, and this is water soluble. So I'm going to mix this with water and set aside. I go ahead to mix my Texapon and XLS. So you mix this until it is well incorporated before you add the other additives to your soup. Back to the Texapon and XLS. I'm going to be mixing this properly just to make sure that it gets all incorporated before going on with the salt solution. So I'll keep mixing this. Some people say that you shouldn't do it around clockwise, but I don't think there's anything wrong with any which way you want to mix your soup, because I do clockwise. So I'm going to go ahead now and add the salt solution that I already had, that I mixed. So I'm going to add this into my XLS and Texapon. Then I'll mix again, just so that all these ingredients or all these chemicals can be well incorporated. I'm adding the second 5 liters of water. Remember, we're making 10 liters of soap. So we've already used the 5 liters initially, so we're adding the second 5 liters, making it 10 liters. So going forward with the review, let's say I'll review this soap in 2 aspects. The first aspect will be on the financial cost, the cost implication, and the second one will be the efficacy. Before we continue with our review, let's go ahead and add the remaining 5 liters of water. That's what I'm doing now. Then I'll mix this again together. You guys, here is my honest review. I'm going to be reviewing this soap from 2 aspects. 1, the cost aspect, and the efficacy. That's number 2. So I feel like the difference, not like I feel like difference between this when it comes to cost and the other kind of soap making is just 400 naira. So I feel this is still a bit cheaper, although the cost is not the issue. But when it comes to efficacy, I prefer this one. So I'm going to go ahead now, mix this color, then pour it into my soap. Now here are the reasons why I think I prefer this one. This one is giving me that money fresh kind of vibe, the light texture, the glossy effect because of the Graceline that was added to it. I kind of prefer this one, and the process of making this one is actually easier than the other one. That other method, you have to soak this one, soak that one, although you can still put everything together and stir, but I feel this is better, easier, so if you're going into soap making for the first time, I think you should try doing this one instead. It will give you that transparent kind of look, and it lathers very well. You remember the other one, I had to buy extra foaming agent, but here I don't have to buy extra foaming agent. So for me, this is actually the way forward. I'm going to keep on using this method for my soap making. Yeah, that's my own honest review. So I'm going to add the Graceline now and stir again, and the last thing I'll do here is I'll add my perfume. Then I'll let this stay over the night so that everything would have been dissolved, and I'll come back and show you guys. So this is what I'm having. You can see there are still some lumps at the top of the soap. Yeah, that's not a problem. I'll just let it sit free like 5 hours so that everything will get dissolved. Before we call it a night, let's add our perfume, which is the last thing that we'll be adding for this DIY.
This one you buy extra. I don't buy anything extra. Yeah, I think I prefer this one.
I prefer this one. As I do, I call it not chewing. No, it's sweet. All this stick blue sweet.
Oh, this is nice.
Mom, you know that stick sweet that you buy that? You said that is too sugar.
You know what?